I mentioned that I was going off grid. And I'm not some kind of prepper that is like, I'm burying a gold and bullshit in the ground and, I want to fight off everybody. Yeah, no, that's not. It's mostly being prepared because we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the world right now is like, who the hell knows what's going to happen? Any day a country could run out of oil. In other words, they shut off the gas pumps, or they limit it to 4 gallons a day, or whatever. Your electricity could go off and on, because they don't have the ability to keep the electric running 24 hours a day. Nobody knows what is going to happen, especially with our utility companies here in the U.S. Who the hell knows? They're playing all these games with the prices, and I mean, people are getting $1,200, $1,500 electric bills. Are you freaking kidding me? Watch my other video about how to deal with that and the jackeries. I will make more. What are we gonna do? What, are we just sit back and collect toilet paper? Like back in the day, everybody buying toilet paper. You think that's going to be the solution to our problems? I don't think so. And I'm not a prepper, so I do want people to be somewhat ready. Not like going to the store and filling up your cart like, oh my God, there's going to be no food. If there's going to be no food, your stocking up is not going to help you. Right? I mean, what are you going to have? A week, maybe more than a week of food, and then you're going to have to go back to the grocery store. And if that's empty, yeah, I only have words for that, and I can't use them on YouTube, so it's all about just being ready to deal with some things. Like I recently got Starlink. Now, I'm no fan of Elon Musk. But the cable company was charging me like $175 a month for internet. Even when I was in Mexico, I still have to pay the $175 when nobody's here. So I was like, no. I need another solution. And, well, Starlink had that solution. And here's why. It's not because, I'm a big fan of Starlink or this or, Elon. It's because Starlink is a satellite system, right? It's very, very good at what it does. It's not like your DirecTV, which only goes down to feed your TV. It's two-way internet. And it's available in a lot of countries around the world. I mean, like 150 countries, I think, last count. Mexico is one of them. So if I have a house here in the U.S. and I have a house in Mexico, I can have Starlink at both houses, right? I have the same service. I'm not trying to juggle two different services in two different countries, right? I can have, and actually it's cheaper in Mexico. You know, if you get Starlink in Mexico, if you have a house there, yeah, get it through, Mexico. It's a lot cheaper than it is here. But I have both the residential max plan, which is the best. Now, I just, ran a new speed test. I'm getting almost 500 megabit per second. And a lot of people will say, oh, that's not a lot. I can get 2 gigabit, fiber. Well, if you need that, but, with my house and the TVs and the computers and everything I use, I will not buffer. And I haven't had any buffering issues. The speed is like fantastic, even at that speed. I think a lot of people think they need more speed than they actually do. But anyway, the main difference is I have the residential, right? Which is mounted to the house. You can't move it. If you do, well, you break your plan and then you have to deal with that. But they make this Starlink Mini. This Mini is about the size of a 13-inch laptop. Seriously, it's about the size of a 13, maybe a 14-inch laptop. It's very small. I was actually surprised how small it was. It uses very little power, and you can mount it to your car, or you can set it outside. You can use the app when you're mounted outside, just laying on the ground. It'll tell you where the best position is to hit the satellites. But if you mount it in your car, like if you have a sunroof, right? You can just mount it. It will find the satellites. Your speed will not be like fantastic, but as you're driving, it will keep, monitoring where the satellites are, and you have Wi-Fi, right? Satellite Wi-Fi in your car. If if you want to watch a movie on Netflix or whatever, you can do that. It's not like 5G because it's satellite. So if you're in a mountain range, right? And let's say, there's no cell towers around, so you see SOS or 3G or whatever on your cell phone. You're like, oh shit. Now I have to wait until we get out of the mountain range so I can get some. Well, you don't have to do that. If you mount it to your sunroof, see-through, right? Glass sunroof. You have satellite internet Wi-Fi in your car as you're driving. So yeah, there were a lot of advantages for me to drop the $175 a month BS from Cox and go to Starlink, which is it's slower. Yeah, I used to have 1 gigabit, but I have no buffering. I have no issues. In fact, some of the sites look like they even come up faster, even with a slower speed. And now I have a little mini dish I can mount on my sunroof while we're driving to Mexico. I will never have no Wi-Fi or connectivity because I can just link my phone through Wi-Fi to the Mini and I'm good to go. No dead spots because, oh, my, cellular company didn't want to put a tower so that we could have, 5G in the middle of the freaking mountains. No, none of that. And when I get there, I can just take it off the roof, mount it on the house, on the patio, or, get good orientation. And I have unlimited. Which means I can walk Netflix all freaking day, every day for a month. Unlimited satellite internet from this tiny little dish that works in my car when I'm driving. And that's it for today. And by the way, I power everything through the little Jackeries. In the car, I plug in a cigarette lighter, but if I need something else, I just plug it into a little Jackery and it powers it. It only uses like 20 to 30 watts. No big deal. Catch you guys later. These are tips. I'm giving you tips on how to move to another country and how to live without, relying on all the stuff. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. No. You don't need all the stuff. You can get the same stuff like I have here and I can have it in Mexico. Same company, same satellites, everything. Catch you next time and we'll talk about some more stuff in my life in Mexico.